If you're over 60, 70, maybe even 80, then you carry something inside you that no one can take away. Wisdom. But maybe you haven't even realized its value yet. In this video, I want to show you that life's greatest treasures aren't in what we have, but in what we've learned over time. These are lessons only those who've lived a long life can teach. Lessons that change how you see others and yourself. Let's take a journey together, back to the things only time could teach us, the kind of wisdom that's pure gold. I invite you to stay with me until the end, because right at the close I'll share one final thought, one of those you hold on to for the rest of your life. A simple message, but so deep, it might just change how you see your own story. Sometimes all we need is the right word, at the right time. And that word, might be waiting for you in the final minute. If you feel like the world moves too fast, and sometimes there's no place for quiet, for listening, for real wisdom, this channel is for you. Here, age isn't a burden. It's a victory. With every video, we bring stories, reflections, and lessons that celebrate the value of those who've lived a lot and still have so much to give. So if you believe wisdom isn't lost with time, it grows. Hit that subscribe button and join this community of experienced souls, attentive hearts, and minds that never stop learning. You're more than welcome here. You always have been, and you always will be. Lesson 1. Not everything needs a response. When we're young, there's an almost automatic restlessness inside us, a constant urge to defend ourselves at all times, a sharp word, and we immediately raise our guard, a criticism, and we feel like we have to answer, to justify, argue back, prove something. But life, oh life, teaches us over the years that not every battle deserves our energy, and that most of the time responding to everything is a trap, because not every criticism comes from truth. Many come from someone else's unresolved pain, from exhaustion, envy, frustration, and if you respond, you get pulled in. You enter a cycle of endless conflict, and worst of all, you lose your peace. With maturity, we start to realize that silence carries an elegance that words can never match, because silence never regrets. When seeing someone provokes you, and you choose not to retaliate, that's not weakness, it's self-control, it's wisdom. Like my grandmother used to say with that calm tone of someone who had seen plenty of life, those who answer everything live exhausted, but those who learn to listen and stay silent rule their own soul. And you know, sometimes letting the other person win is actually the greatest triumph, because winning isn't always about having the last word. Sometimes it's simply keeping your heart at peace. And believe this, time has a way of revealing who was right. Today's silence might just be the most powerful answer someone receives tomorrow. Lesson 2. People leave. And that's okay. Early in life, we believe, almost like a silent promise, that everyone we love will stay by our side forever. School friends, first loves, neighbors we shared lazy afternoons with on the front porch. Each one feels permanent. Their presence is so constant it becomes part of our world, part of our breath, as if our hearts needed them to keep beating. Then one day, someone drifts away. Sometimes it's a move to another city. Sometimes it's a choice. Other times life decides for us in its unpredictable way of moving forward. And when it happens, it hurts, more than we can explain. We replay conversations, searching for answers, wondering where we lost our way. But time, always time, eventually shows us. Not everyone is meant to stay. Some people came to teach, others to awaken us. Some to love us, and yes, some even to wound us, just enough to teach us how to love ourselves more. It's as if every soul we meet is a season. They bring summer's warmth, autumn's comfort, winter's reflection, or spring's renewal. But no season lasts all year. That doesn't make it any less important. If anything, it makes each presence more sacred, because it's fleeting. Only with maturity do we realize that clinging to someone who's already gone, even if they're still here, is like trying to hold water in your hands. We learn that letting go is an act of wisdom, that honoring what was beautiful is better than forcing what no longer makes sense, and that accepting the end of certain bonds is also a way to care for your own soul. Some people are unforgettable chapters. They move us, challenge us, shape us, but they are chapters. Your life story continues, and there are still blank pages waiting for new encounters, new discoveries, new loves, because life, when we allow it, always reinvents itself. And those who leave, no matter how hard it feels, make space for what's still to come. Lesson 3. Happiness lives in simple things. When we're young, we want the whole world. We want to travel, achieve, prove our worth. We chase degrees, job titles, money, recognition, as if happiness were always just one step ahead. Always in the when I graduate, when I buy my house, when I retire. But the truth is, the more time passes, the more we realize happiness was never in the future. It was always right there, quietly waiting. In life's simplest moments, a cup of coffee made with care, a good conversation on the porch, a sunset painting the sky while you hold your loved one's hand. With age comes the understanding that life isn't a race, it's a stroll, and what stays with us longest aren't grand achievements, but those small moments when we truly feel alive. Happiness is laughing together for no reason, watching your grandchild take their first steps, smelling fresh-baked bread and being transported back to childhood. It's knowing that after all you've been through, you're still here, and that is already a blessing. Youth chases the extraordinary, but only those who've lived long enough discover that the extraordinary is found in ordinary moments, fully lived, because in the end, it's not what we have that matters, it's what we feel while we're living. Lesson 4. This too shall pass. Life moves in cycles, moments that begin and moments that end. When you're in the middle of chaos, it's hard to believe this. When the pain hits hard, when loss comes knocking, when your heart is breaking, it feels like it will last forever. But here's the truth. Nothing is permanent. Not the sadness, not the joy, not even the deepest love or the fiercest anger. Everything passes. And maybe this is one of the most valuable lessons time teaches us. Looking back, you'll realize that pain you thought would never fade, you moved through it. That longing that ached every day, now it's just a sweet memory. That person you couldn't imagine living without, they don't take up so much space anymore. With age comes the understanding that storms come, but they always leave. No tear lasts forever. And after the rain, no matter how gray the sky looks, the sun always returns. So learn to take a deep breath and wait. Don't make decisions in the middle of the storm, because clarity only comes when the water's calm. And they will calm like they always do. Lesson 5. Listen more, speak less. Youth is loud. It wants to be noticed, to be right, to be heard. We talk too much. We argue too often, and nearly always without truly listening. With time, we discover the wisdom in silence. We learn that listening isn't just waiting for our turn to speak. It's an act of presence, of putting ourselves in someone else's shoes. To listen with your heart is to see beyond words. How many times has your child, a friend, or a partner simply needed to be heard? Not for advice, not for solutions, just for your full attention. The truth is, when you listen with genuine care, you heal. Sometimes the greatest gift we can give someone is simply being there, with open ears and an available heart. And you know what? Else, when you listen more and speak less, you begin to hear something precious, your own inner voice. Your mind grows still, your pride softens, your connections deepen. Listening is a gift we give to others, but it's also a gift that returns something far greater: peace, understanding, and love. Lesson 6. Time is wealth. When we're young, time feels endless. We spend days, months, years as if they were pocket change. We trade our time for money. We exchange moments for goals. We skip lunch with our parents to work overtime. We miss birthdays, weekends, sunny Sundays, convincing ourselves there'll always be time later. But time, that silent teacher, has a curious way of schooling us. It never warns us when it's running out. And by the time we realize, we're left longing for what we once took for granted. Just a little more time with those we love. Time to do what we've postponed for years. Time to simply live. Growing older shows us that true luxury isn't a new car or a bigger house. It's enjoying coffee without rushing, taking slow walks, watching sunsets without checking the clock. Time is the most precious currency we have, and unlike money, it never comes back. So pause, breathe, hug someone today. Say, "I love you" today. Make peace today. Because tomorrow, time may have moved on, and all that will remain is what you did with it today. Lesson 7. You don't always need to win in our youth. We're conditioned to come out on top, to prove we're right, that we know better, that our way is best. We fight over opinions. We defend our stance tooth and nail. Yet often, even when we win an argument, we lose something far more valuable: our peace. With time comes this revelation: being right isn't always worth it. That constant need to win every conversation, to correct others, to have the final word, becomes too heavy a burden to bear. Maturity teaches a powerful truth: not every battle needs fighting. Sometimes wisdom looks like stepping back, choosing silence, listening more than speaking. Because life isn't a competition, it's a shared journey. And healthy relationships aren't built on victories, but on understanding. Peace often comes from simply letting go, from realizing we don't need to convince others constantly, that winning an argument might feed our ego, but walking away might save a connection. When all is said and done, it's better to sleep with a quiet heart than to lie awake clinging to your rightness. Because when we look back, we see life's truest victories weren't those that proved us right, but those that left us lighter. Lesson 8. Self-care isn't selfish. For most of our lives, we put ourselves last, for our children, for our partner, for family, for work. We wake up early, stay up late, and spend years trying to do it all and be there for everyone. But there comes a time when the body grows weary, the mind gets exhausted, and the heart starts crying out for help. That's when we learn, often too late, that taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's survival, because you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're drained with no energy or joy left, how can you love fully, serve authentically, live completely? Time teaches us that we need to nourish ourselves, to rest without guilt, to say no when necessary, to prioritize our health, our well-being, our peace, not to abandon others, but to show up whole for them. Self-care is an act of love for yourself and for the world around you. When you honor your needs, you teach others to do the same. And you'll find that by making yourself a priority, You don't push people away. You connect with them more lightly, more present, more authentically. Don't wait until exhaustion teaches you this lesson. Start today. Take one small step for yourself, because you matter, and you deserve this care. Lesson 9. To love is an act of courage. Love isn't easy. True love is a leap into the unknown. It's looking into someone's eyes and handing them the most fragile part of you, your heart, and doing so knowing you might get hurt, that your love might not be returned, that you might face rejection, pain, even being forgotten. But loving anyway, because to love is an act of bravery. The courage to trust, to forgive, to start over. The boldness to show up completely, with all your fears, scars, and dreams, and still choose to open up. Time teaches us that real love isn't like in the movies, full of perfect promises. It's the love that stays tender on hard days, that listens when there are no words, that remains, even when leaving, would be easier. Yes, love is risky, but a life without love is merely survival. What colors our days aren't grand achievements, but the quiet moments, a lingering hug, a knowing glance, shared laughter. Don't let past pains close your heart to love. Opening up again takes tremendous courage, and wisdom too, because in the end, what we truly take from this life are memories of those we loved, and those who loved us back, flaws and all, but with their whole soul. Lesson 10. Gratitude changes everything. Some days life feels heavy, when problems shout louder than joys, and all we want is to escape, forget, sleep, and wake up in another time. But as the years pass, you learn. Real change doesn't begin in the May world, it begins within, in how you see, in how you wake up, take a deep breath, and choose to find beauty hidden in the details. Gratitude doesn't require grand achievements. It doesn't depend on having everything figured out. It blossoms when we realize that having a roof, a warm meal, someone to talk to, or simply the chance to start over is already so much. The day you wake up grateful is the day everything changes, because gratitude transforms scarcity into abundance, fear into courage, hurry into presence, and a restless heart into peace. Gratitude is recognizing life was never perfect, but always held its miracles. An unexpected smile, a silent sunset, a flower growing through concrete. It's not about having much. It's about seeing how much exists in the little. When you learn to be thankful even for what's missing, you begin to understand that even absence carries its lesson. That, ultimately, the secret to happiness lies less in what happens, and more in how you choose to see. These lessons you won't find in books. They're not taught in courses or memorized in classrooms. They're lived, in your skin, in your heart. Sometimes with joy, sometimes with pain. Some you learn while smiling, others through silent tears. But every single one, everyone is worth it, because every step, every mistake, every scar, they build who you are today. And if you're not quite there yet, if you feel there's still so much to learn, that's okay. Life isn't in a hurry. It's patient with those who walk with an open heart. And when all is said and done, this is what living well means: to learn, to unlearn, and begin again. Always. No matter your age, no matter how much time has passed. The beauty of life lies precisely in getting to start over, as many times as you need. Because true aging isn't about losing your spark. It's about understanding where that spark truly lives, and it lives within. As long as there's love in your heart and hope in your eyes, It's never too late to bloom again. Cherish your time, honor your story, and never forget, you're still a gift to the world and to yourself. Until next time.